We all been cheated on. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Recording. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. If you are, please do make sure you leave a like on the video. And if you haven't yet, please do click that red subscribe button down below. I cover news 5 to 6 times a day, 5 to 6 days a week. And I would greatly appreciate if you haven't yet to subscribe. Saturday night, there was, I think, kind of a first of its time or first of its kind event, a live Netflix stand-up special featuring, well, Chris Rock, and there were some other people, I guess, on stage, or I think. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the clips flying around the internet, and I see the way the critics are reacting to it. You see the audience giving it an 84% currently, with critics pretty much ignoring it. The fact that there's only 10 reviews on a Chris Rock stand-up special, that's extremely odd. Here's why. Here's what that kind of means. These critics, if they don't like it, now they're opting out of reviewing it, as opposed to reviewing it, giving a negative review. They don't give it any pub. They ignore it. And why? Well, you know, the special is called Selective Outrage. So maybe the mainstream media is not liking that. You see this, nobody is picking on this B word Rock said as he continued to bully Jada Pinkett Smith instead of Will Smith. He too is all about the selective outrage. You see Dan Feinberg, Rock is a provocateur, darn it. Nothing in selective outrage raised my hackles. I did not even semi-hackles. My hackles were flaccid. Ed Powers says selective outrage is selectively funny at best and only comes fully to life as the final curtain beckons. I'm guessing, the end was a strong finish. He's a crotchety, he's mean, he's predictable and boring. This is because, obviously, a lot of these critics took it personally. For Chris Rock, Saturday night felt like his very own Independence Day. During his hysterical Netflix special, Selective Outrage, now this is how the right wing is covering it, he finally let it rip in front of a surely huge at-home audience about the infamous Oscars incident with Will Smith. A brilliant Rock pummeled Smith harder than the movie star did to the alien in the 96 movie, and to that, well, Rock himself at the Academy Awards. Everyone called that man a B, Rock said of the 58-year-old in top form. And he said the media's reaction to Smith's well-reported marital problems in the lead-up to the Oscars, and who'd he hit? Me, a dude that he knows he could beat. That's some B-ass. Oh, I said it, shoot. Some B-A-S. However, there was and this through line of Rock's material all night, he refused to give in to our 2023 culture of perpetual victimhood. Right now, we live in a world where emergency room is filled of MFers with paper cuts, he said. You will never see me on Oprah or Gail crying. You're never going to see it. It's not going to happen. I can't believe it. I loved Men in Black. Rock mockingly whimpered. No, F that S. I took the hit like Pacquiao. Well, Rock devoted his final 10 minutes to the Smith scandal. The first hour blatantly tore into touchy topics such as performative wokeness and Meghan Markle. The comic nimbly eviscerated Prince Harry's wife, her never-ending outrage over the British royals, and alleged issues with race. She's in the royal family, he said. You didn't Google these MFers? Who the F is she talking about? Did she not know? He went on, that's like marrying the Budweiser family and going, they drink a lot. As for allegations about a particular member of the royal family inquiring about Markle's first baby, Archie, would look like, that's not racist, Rock insisted, because even black people want to know how brown the baby's going to be. Some of Rock's most vicious and ingenious material was targeted at what he dubbed selective outrage for society's tendency to pick and choose whom to cancel for committing roughly the same acts. This is why the media probably really disliked it. One person does something, they get canceled. Another person does the exact same thing. He said he's enraged by the kind of people who play Michael Jackson songs but won't play R. Kelly. Same crime, just one of them got better songs. Rock's also fed up with corporate brands taking empty stances on major issues to score wokeness points. He said he saw a sign at the athleisure clothes or store Lululemon decrying racism and hatred. Who gives an F, he said. You're just selling yoga pants. Absolutely love it. Like, literally, it takes somebody like Chris Rock, somebody with a big name, a big following, to call this kind of stuff out. I mean, we've been talking about this on YouTube for years. But then the Smith section everyone was waiting for. You could feel Rock's already nuclear energy double as he insisted that the King Richard star anger was totally unrelated to anything the comic ever did. Everyone knows that I didn't have anything to do with that stuff, suggesting Will's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith's well-known affair with her son's Jaden friend, was the root of Smith's angst towards him. For people that don't know, everybody knows. His wife was effing his son's friend. Like, oof. Yes, everyone knows this, but yikes. He said, now, I normally wouldn't talk about this stuff, but for some reason, these ends put that stuff on the internet. I had no idea why two talented people would do something that low down. He's talking about doing this weird interview where on the Red Table, and she's like interviewing Will about cheating on him. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. Like, him getting like literally cucked. And a lot of the lines, like, I can't even play any of it because it's just nonstop F words or N words, but like, that's Chris Rock's stand up, audience, it's like, I got smacked at the effing Oscars by this MFer, and people are like, did it hurt? It still hurts. I got Summertime ringing in my effing eardrums, but I'm not a victim. You'll never see me on this or that. He noted that Will Smith is significantly bigger than me, but we aren't the same size. Will Smith does most of his moves with his shirt off. You never see me do a movie with my shirt off. If I'm getting open heart surgery, I'm in a sweater. Will Smith played Muhammad Ali and all this kind of stuff. Will Smith practices selective outrage because everyone knows what happened. Everyone really knows I didn't have anything to do with that. I mean, that's like, that is, we've all been cheated on. He says everyone in here has been cheated on. None of us have been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. Like, hey, I was sucking someone else's D. How'd that make you feel? Why the F would you do that? He asked, referring to the sit-down interview Jada gave Will back in 2020. She hurt him way more than he hurt me, Rock insisted, noting that following the slap, everybody in the world was calling him the B word. Of course. I love Will Smith my whole life. I love this man. I watched him open up for Run DMC in Nassau Coliseum. I rooted for Will Smith my whole life, and now I'm going to watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped. Got me rooting for Massa. A lot of people are like, Chris, why didn't you do anything back? Because I got parents, that's why. Because I was raised, he concluded. And you know what my parents taught me? Don't fight in front of white people. I mean, that's, the whole thing was absolutely, the clips, absolutely spectacular takedown, and it's just amazing to see these people coming out and seeing and really putting out there, hey, this stuff is performative. It doesn't really change anything. Somebody selling overpriced yoga pants isn't really fighting racism. They're using it to sell people stuff. I mean, this is, feels like a good time to bring up, Coffee Brand Coffee. That when companies started virtue signaling and doing all this stuff and dividing their customers, that's when I started. That's when I got the idea for Coffee Brand Coffee, which if you haven't yet, definitely feel free to check out. Promo code 10OFF. You'll save 10%. I extended the sale with 15 different coffees, a dozen organic teas, K-Cups, and so much more. So it'll be interesting to see, the more, if anybody else covers it. I mean, it was pretty masterful. It's interesting to see how the left covered it as like boring and blah, blah, and mean, and the right's covering it as like this brilliant takedown of wokeness, both sides with their own biases. But obviously, I think Chris probably got the last laugh here. And he had some poignant things to say about performative wokeness and corporate wokeness, and it's probably worth giving a watch. I'll probably watch it later tonight. Looking forward to it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. Well, somewhere Will Smith is probably really angry right now. We'll talk to you guys real soon.